Okay, so first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Halja and I'm from Estonia. I've had several language conversation clubs before at the university. Since the beginning of this year, we have had one conversation club each month, and we have discussed about different interesting topics, like, for example, art and music and traditions. And I've spoken a lot about my country. So I'm from Estonia, which is a small country in Northern Europe. It's very close to Finland and next to Russia. And we are really, really small, only 1.3 million people. And I have a very special connection with Colombia because I lived in Colombia for almost 8 years. And I came back to Estonia, to my home country this year because of the pandemic. So it was a big change for me, but I really miss Colombia. I lived in Medellin and I lived in Rio Negro. And about me, I'm a language teacher and also a psychologist. At the moment, working more as a psychologist, but in Colombia, I taught English and German, and I feel really passionate about learning languages. But okay, so about the topic for today, I chose the topic films, or more specifically animations, because in Estonia there's a world famous animator, an artist who makes animations, and we are going to watch one of his animations, and you can try to notice all the details because there are many visual elements, but I'm going to give you more specific instructions later. So first of all, I'm going to show you a small clip about him, and I would like you to pay attention to the subtitles because he's speaking in Estonian, which is my mother tongue, but you can read the subtitles in English. And even if your level is not very good, you can still see the image and the visual part. So that definitely helps you to understand. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, show you the video, and then we can discuss about it a little bit.
Ma ütleks nii, et karikatuur on oma olemuselt pigem lähedane kirjandusele või poeesiale. See on, kuigi see on pilt, siis suurelt osalt see on verbaalne, seda võib kirjeldada sõnadega, mis seal toimub. Ütleme, karikatuuri tegemine või sellise pildi tegemine, nagu minu jaoks need on totaalselt erinevad asjad. Tähendab, ma ei mõtle oma nende, ütleme, kas sööpildid või ofordid, mis olid. Ma ei mõtle välja süžeed ega sõnumit, mida ma tahan edastada. Ma, ütleme, lähtun sellest, et see pilt peab olema, sinna peab tekkima mingi pinge. Kas nüüd pildil olevat, reeglina mul on pildil mingid tegelased. Kas nüüd nende tegelaste vahel või vaate ja selle pildi vahel. Ma tegelikult plaanisin teha hoopis teist tööd, mille nimi oleks olnud Vabaduse uksekell. Aga siis, kui ma alustasin selle kivi peale joonistamist, tundus mulle, et ma selle teise pildi peale olin nagu juba pikalt mõelnud, et mis ta mult ära võttis, see mõtlemine, see võttis ära vabadust. Tähendab, ma joonistama hakates ma ei oleks olnud nagu vaba. See ongi joonistamise puhul. On esmane asi, et olla vaba. Ja sisuliselt tähendab seda, et kui mul on mingi kavand või kavatsus siis osa vabadust on juba ära võetud. Ma arvan, et mingit erilist vabadust pole olemas. Tähendab, sa oled seotud kõikvõimalike sidemetega, kui sa oled täiesti vaba, siis tähendab, et sul ei ole mingid inimsuhted, ühiskondlikke suhted, ilmselt siis on asjad väga pahasti, kui sa liiga vaba oled. Tähendab, see vabadus peab olema nendes raamides, mis sul on. Pilte tehes ma ei sõltu, ma ei mõtle, et kas nüüd tädid ostavad selle ära või ei osta, kas pean lillepilti tegema. Ja ma teen seda, mis ma tahan ja siis on võimalik, et kuskilt tulevad inimesed, kellele just see meeldib ja võib-olla mingil hetkel tähendab, ma suudangi sellega majandada. Ma arvan, mul on suhteliselt hästi läinud, et ma ei ole pidanud tähendab arvestama oma pilte tehes nagu sellega, kas ta müüb või müü. Enamus minu piltide peal inimesed nagu vaatavad, pildi pealt vaatavad seda pildi vaatajat. Miks nad seda teevad? Mina seda ei tea. Tähendab, see, et sai on peast läbi, tähendab, see kujund tuli mul varem olemas. Ma olen ka ühe pildi varem teinud, üks reibas lendur läheneb vaatajale, sai peast läbi. Kuidagi see on, ma arvan, et see paneb mõtlema, kui on niisugune prantsuse bagett peast läbi, aga mille üle mõtlema, tähendab, selle üle mina ei võta vastutust. Kui see on nüüd, ütleme, Rembrandti maalitud pilt või on see esimese kursu baka maalitud pilt, see sisu võib olla sama, aga vahe on milleski muus. See, kuidas tähendab, see, et sa, kui me räägime graafikast, tähendab, et sa naudid seda joont ja sa naudid, ütleme, kolleegi pilti, kui vaatad, kuidas ta selle tegi, mitte mida ta tahab sulle öelda, eks ole. Hoopis lihtsam odavam oleks see kirjutada kuskil seina peal, et sööge kapsast või olge head inimesed.
Okay, so that was the video. And now I have a few questions for you about the video. I'm going to share the questions here. Okay, so who is the man in the video? What is he doing in the video? What is his work of art? And what is important for him while making art? So I would like everybody to speak, as there are only 5 of you. You can all practice. And even if you don't have a good level, even if you say just a few words, it's already good. And I can help you and we can support each other. So Adriana, Alejandra, Diego, George, Laura. Or you can just try to describe what you saw, like anything you saw in the video. Even if you say 1 word, it's enough.
Okay, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Well, the man in the video, I think he's an cartoonist or an animator from Estonia, but I didn't catch very well what his name is.
I can write it for you actually. His name is, yeah, there are some strange letters. I'm going to write it on the chat so you can see it. So his name is Priit Pärn. Can you see it on the chat?
Okay, Priit Pärn.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and in the video he's like making a drawing and it's something related to lithography, and the drawing he's making is on, I think it's a stone. he was drawing on a stone, and like in my opinion, it was a really great draw. What is his work of art? Well, I don't really understand that question.
I think you already answered it. Basically, that what's his genre of art? Basically, like is it drawing? But you
Okay.
said he's a cartoonist, so you already answered the question.
Okay. And what is important for him while making art? Well, I think he said that while drawing, you need like to understand the boundaries of freedom, and within those boundaries, you can feel free or of doing whatever you want in your drawings and in your art.
Yes, very good, Diego. I think you understood everything very well. Do you have any questions about Estonia or about cartoons or about anything?
No, actually, I would like uh, to like if you can recommend me any movie that I can watch in internet, I will do it. I would love it.
Okay, I can share you a link in the end of this conversation club, so you can find some more animations to watch in English, for example.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Diego. So anyone else? We still have here Alejandra, George, Laura, Adriana. Alejandro arrived, but he arrived later, so probably he didn't see the video. But anybody else? Or you can just say something, your impression. Yes, Laura.
Well, I wanted to add to the last question that the importance of art. He talked about how when he draw cartoons or any type of art, he didn't care about whether it would be sold or not. And he talked about something that I think is very interesting, and is that when you are looking at a piece of art, you usually think about what the artist tried to say while making it. And he talked about how it's not the art is not about the message, but about how the artist got to express it and the way he did it.
Yes, very good. Yeah, you understood very well. Yeah, he said that he doesn't want to be limited, or he wants to be as free as possible. And unfortunately, he's not restricted by what people think. He has managed to be successful with his art and really do what he wants to do and follow his own style, basically. Okay, we still have here Adriana, Alejandra, and Diego. I would like, no, Diego already spoke, but Alejandra, Adriana, and George. Or even if you don't want to say anything about the video, maybe you can just introduce yourself and say where you are from, what you study. Are you there, any of you? Adriana, Alejandra, George? Or if you're too shy to speak, you can also write on the chat. Maybe we can read your impressions on the chat. Okay, then maybe later. Then I'm going to show you one of his cartoons, or one of his animations, and it's 9 minutes long. So we are going to watch it in 3 parts, right? Because it's very rich in details. So there are a lot of elements. So what I would like you to do, I'm going to show you the first 3 minutes, and I would like you to write down as many details as you notice about the animation, because there are a lot of images. So write down everything you see. For example, you can write a clock, a bed, something to remember what happened. And then after watching it, we can try to recreate what was there. We can try to speak about what happened a little bit. So do you have any questions before we start?
No.
No. Okay. Then I'm going to show you the first 3 minutes, and try to remember to take some notes, to write down some keywords and some objects and images you see. Okay, so these were the first 3 minutes. So I would like you to tell me all the details you remember. And yeah, let's start with the details. So again, any words are valid. So who would like to say something? Which different objects or elements did you see? So maybe Diego or Laura, as you spoke before. What did you see there? Yes, Diego.
Okay, so in the animation, it looks like the main character just woke up, and he needs to organize his bedroom. Like he's doing different tasks, and he's a little bit distracted, and he constantly needs to wear his glasses. But I mean, he left the glasses in different places, so he constantly has to go for the glasses or go for the chair in order to, I would say, llegar a esos lugares
to arrive, yes, or to reach.
To reach those high places, like where the clock was, or the, how do you say lavamanos?
The sink, yes.
Okay, yeah. So he needs the chair to reach the sink. And then I don't know what happened. Like he appears in the sea, and then he sits like in a little ship and goes around the ship, the sea. He goes around in the sea, like then he find different persons, and yeah, that's kind of what understood those first minutes.
Yes, thank you, Diego. Laura, did you notice anything else? Any other details that Diego maybe didn't mention?
Well, I think he mentioned pretty much everything. But I think that's something that was very interesting about the video was how the main character, like, he got some freedom after the clock damaged, and he suddenly was in the sea, and there were some sailors, and he was kind of happier than when he was at the beginning, and less stressed than when he was like trying to do all of these activities and worrying about the time and getting distracted by many things. And yeah.
Yes, so in a way also, yeah, the clock was an essential element, or like a central element, that when the clock disappeared, or when the clock broke down, then he arrived to a different space, or everything changed in the scenery, and suddenly everything was more relaxed, and there was like sea, and the music changed, and the images changed. So maybe also Alejandra and George would like to say a few words, or even one word is enough. Yep, you can also write on the chat if you have any impressions, or even try to say something in Spanish, and then we can help you with English. Okay, then let's move on. Let's watch the next 3 minutes. Okay, so next 3 minutes, quite a lot of details. So what do you remember? Which details or which elements do you remember from this second part? Again, Diego and Laura, you're very welcome to share your impressions. So what happened next? Anything you remember? Even if you only remember a few words or a few elements, try to describe what happened next. Yes, Laura?
Well, there was a lot going on, and I remember some palm trees. I remember there was this character that was wearing socks that were like that had the same pattern as the skin of the, like, I don't know, or the clothes of the main character. And I remember that there was a lot of things that I mean, you give them a meaning in your head. Like, for example, when the main character turns into like they change a lot, like their meaning. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yes.
yes, like there was this character that started smoking with the main character, and yeah, like the function that you think
the lighter. Yes.
Yes, exactly. The function that you think that the elements of the cartoon were going to have, they change into something completely different. And I also remember there were numbers like 3 and 4, 3 and 3, and yeah, but I didn't quite understand the meaning of that.
Okay, thank you, Laura. We remembered a lot. And yeah, there was a lot of play with the images and really a lot of details to remember. Diego, did you see anything additional? Did you see anything different?
Well, I think it was a little bizarre, like this part. There were a lot of things going on, and I can remember the feet that like kind of ate the ship where the main character was, and then after that he went like under the sea, and he was like swimming. Then he out of nothing create a little island where the guy with the socks came in and brought, I think he brought the last palm, and then the main character cut them off, the three palms, and I didn't understood very well what the numbers meant, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Diego. So anyone else would like to say something? Again, Alejandra and George, you have the opportunity. Okay, then let's watch the last part. Let's see where everything goes.
Ja.
Okay, so again, a lot of details, a lot of elements. So Diego and Laura, what do you remember?
Well, this last part, well, for me, it was like obviously a lot of things going on, and some of the things for me were just random stuff that the cartoonist or animator Reed wanted to put in there, but finally, well, at the end, I found out maybe that the main character was just dreaming. How do you say soñando despierto?
I think daydreaming, you say about it, yeah.
Just dreaming.
Daydreaming.
Okay, daydreaming. Yeah. So the main character was daydreaming. Pretty much random stuff.
But any images you remember, like if you try to think about all the small details, what do you remember? What kind of characters did you see there?
Well, I remember the lady that was like hanging the glasses, then pick up the main character and also hang him for drying. Also, I remember the little chicken that stepped in the glasses, and then the glasses broke and appeared out of the glasses appeared some ice. That was like pretty interesting. I don't know what the meaning is, but I like that. Also, the little gnomes, like gnomos.
Yeah, the little like you call them, I think, elves or like. Let me just Google it for a second. I always mix it up. Is it elves? Let me see. Small elves.
Oh yeah.
Yes, maybe something like elves.
Yeah. So I remember them when like it was like an elf fishing in the little hut of the other elf. Like that part was really interesting for me. And also I have a question.
Yes.
What does that like? What is the meaning of the name of the animation?
I will tell you in the end. I will tell you in the end. First, I would like to hear your impressions, but in the end, I will tell you the name. Okay, Laura, do you have anything to complement? Which elements or characters or moments do you remember?
At the beginning of this part, I remember a crocodile. I remember a man that was shooting. I remember a policeman that was chasing the main character. And the pianist. I remember a bird that the main character helped him have a tail. Or
Mm-hmm.
I remember there were two statues. One of them was like jumping or trying to. I remember there were two clowns, and when there were glasses and they like broke, and then two eyes came out of them. And I remember a banana, and on top of the banana there was the clock that was at the beginning of the video. That's it.
Oh, wow, well, very good memory. You have a very good visual memory. You remember a lot. Okay, very good. Let me see. Maybe George or Jorge. Would you like to say something? Yes, Jorge. Okay, I can't hear you. I think maybe there is a problem with the microphone, or you can try to speak something. Or Jorge, you can also write on the chat if you want to share something. Okay, let me see. Okay, you can't speak, but you can try. You can try, even if you say a few words. Okay. Well, then maybe we can finish this summary with Diego and Laura, and then in the end, if George wants to say something in Spanish, it's also okay. So I have a few questions just to sum up this specific animation, and then after that we can watch one more, which is a bit different. Okay, so the last questions about these animations. Did you like it? Why or why not? Or you can also say, what did you like it, or what didn't you like it? Which part did you like the most? And what was the message of the animation? Because the artist at the beginning said that his goal is not to always transmit a specific meaning, but I think every person has his or her own perception. So what's your perception? What could the meaning be behind this strange animation? Yes, Diego?
Okay, so well, I think for me, I like it, like the animation, because it was just different, and like these days I've been watching stuff like that, some animation like independent films and stuff like that, because I just like I find them interesting. Also, I for me the best part maybe was the last part when like I find out that the main character was just daydreaming. Maybe it has another meaning, like the real meaning, let's say. But for me, that's the meaning for me. And also, what was the message of the animation? I was just thinking maybe it is something about freeing our minds and our imagination.
Yes, a very beautiful message. Thank you, Diego. Laura, what would be your answers to the questions?
I think I liked the animation because it was like a lot of things that didn't have the meaning you would like, the function you would think they would have, like they changed out of the sudden, and I think that that's something really nice to keep like the person who's watching, to keep the interest. And the part I liked the most was when the main character was like in the sea, and then this shark shows up, and he at the beginning he looked like scared, but then he like punched him in with his tail, and the shark sort of fainted. And I don't know, I really liked that part. And I think the message of the animation is that like everybody in their lives, they have many responsibilities, and they have to like do many activities in a day to keep up with the time. And I think that we all deserve like a moment to let our imagination fly, and sort of like get out of all those things that keep us like stressed in reality, and yeah, to go to somewhere else in our own mind.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good, Laura. Thank you. Jorge, ¿quieres decir algo en español? También puedes compartir tus impresiones. Pero creo que no está funcionando el micrófono. No, no te estoy escuchando.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miriam. How are you?
How are you? Very well.
Very good.
Very good.
Okay. Miriam, we are going to watch another animation, so you can also participate. Sí, yes.
I begin in the morning. I apenas llego.
Ah, sí, tranquila. Vamos a ver otra animación ya en 2 minutos. Así puedes participar. Y Jorge, si quieres, you're welcome. Y Jorge, si quieres compartirnos algo por el chat, lo puedes hacer en español o inglés, puede ser con Google Translate. Okay, but so Diego asked me about the name of the animation. The name of the animation in Estonian actually means time off. So in Estonian it's aeg maha. So you were very right about the ideas, that it's probably the idea is about taking time off and letting the creativity free. That if you decide to take some time off, then you can enter like in a completely different dimension and experience new things. So I think this could be the meaning. And Jorge says on the chat that he liked the animation for the transitions. Yes, that there were very fast transitions and changes. So you had to pay attention all the time to be able to follow what was going on. So yes, I think it's an animation you can watch 10 times and see different elements and think about what each one means. I think there can be a lot of ideas about these movements. Okay, I'm going to share the link with you on the chat. So if you want to watch it again, you can do it later. But we can watch another animation, as there are only a few of you. So this animation we are going to watch is very different. It's I can warn you that it's very strong and it's very social critical, but it has very, very strong images. So just a moment, let me see. Let me see if I can find the web page. Yes, I can. So with this one, I think there are less elements. So we can maybe watch it in 2 parts. So this animation is called Food Chain. So I'm first going to show you 4 minutes, and then again try to pay attention to the details to tell me what happened. And yeah, so 4 minutes. You can take notes, write down again words, things you see, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay, so as I said, strong images. We have watched half of it. So again, I would like you to tell me, what do you remember? What happened? And you can also share your emotion. How did you feel watching it? So Diego, Laura, Jorge, Miriam. Jorge, Miriam, you can also speak in Spanish if you want to share your impressions. So everybody's scared by the images. Speechless. Yes, Diego.
Well, I can remember that. I mean, is a food chain making some products in a very different way. I think, like that. The word I find maybe is gross. It's like in a gross way.
In a gross way, yes. In a disgusting way.
Yeah. Well, I obviously don't think in real life those products are made in that way, but certainly a lot of food chains does bad things in their products. So maybe we can, how do you say rescatar?
Yes.
Like rescatar algunos puntos.
Maybe I can't think of it in English. Yeah, maybe we can, like, yeah, I would probably say something like focus or emphasize or something like that.
Yeah, like, so we can maybe emphasize in some things that can really happen in real life. And well, about the animation, I remember how the candies were made when they put them in the bathroom, like,
yes,
and also the way they make their pizzas and the milk. And I don't remember the first product, but yeah, that is basically what I wanted to say.
And how did you feel when you were watching it?
Well, obviously I know that it's an animation, and like I didn't feel bad about it, but I was thinking, well, that is kind of disgusting if someone really, let's say, vomit in a pizza, for example.
Okay, thank you, Diego. Laura?
Well, I remember that there were two workers, I think, and they were working in a factory of food, and they were using gas masks, and where they were like making many food that, but in different, yeah, like Diego said, in different ways. For example, the flies that at the beginning of the video that sort of looked like chocolate chips, and it was that sort of relation between both things, that something that could be really disgusting could turn into something that looked nice, like visually. And the rats that turn into lollipops, I think, and the earwax and the worms that will sort of melt it and turn to milk, and the vomit and the pizza. And yeah, that part was pretty funny to me. And yeah.
Yeah, again, you remember a lot of details. Yeah, very good. Okay, thank you, Laura. Miriam, in English or Spanish?
Hello.
Hello.
I going in the moment. I don't in the class all time.
Yes. Did you see the animation?
I don't read yet.
Okay. So you can tell me what you saw in the animation. ¿Qué viste en la animación?
And now I viewed about the food chain.
Yes, food chain. Okay, and what did you see? There was pizza. What else?
I viewed food in China is important for animation.
Okay, ¿y qué tipo de comida? What kind of food did you see?
I be fruits.
Fruit.
Sí.
Yes. What else?
As orange.
Which one did you see?
A ver, I view feed.
Fish.
Feed. Poco de poco.
Ah, okay. Okay. Thank you, Miriam. Jorge, would you like to say something? Yes, thank you, Miriam. I feel with the video the sensation of disgust for the way they do the food. Yes, it was very disgusting. Mauro has just arrived, so Mauro, we are going to watch. We are going to continue with an animation, so you can also participate in a few minutes. Before we continue, what do you think? We are going to see 4 more minutes. How is the animation going to end? What do you think? What is going to happen in the end? What do you think? Yes, Laura?
I think that the end is going to be like people like us eating the food without knowing how it was made.
Yes, maybe. Interesting idea. Diego, what do you think?
Kind of the same. They're going to, how do you say, like they're going to distribute the food, and then we're going to see people just eating them without knowing anything about it.
Yes, maybe. Miriam, Jorge, ¿Cómo va a terminar la animación? How is it going to finish? What's your prediction?
With a word happy.
Happy end.
Mhm.
Okay, with the happy world. Okay, thank you, Miriam. Jorge, what do you think? What's your hypothesis? Again, you can write on the chat. What's going to happen in the end? Is it going to be a happy end? Okay, then let's watch the second part. Okay, so what happened? What happened in the second part? Your predictions were quite right, but you can maybe just give some extra elements you saw. And you can also try to answer these questions here. If you liked it in the end, which part you liked, which part you didn't like, and what was the message? Maybe you can also find some extra messages, something new that comes to your mind.
I like the animation because this had very colors, and the person stimulation a la vine is very pretty. The foods, cakes, fruits, cookies, look, I like the most in the animation. It was the organization. The food are very organization. The colors incredible.
Incredible colors.
See, what was the message? The animals, the animation. The animation is the organization, and it's good go by.
Yes. So yes.
It is spectacular.
Spectacular. Okay.
Very pretty.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Thank you, Miriam. Very good. Spoke a lot. Okay. Then others. Diego, Laura, Mauro, and Jorge. You can say something or also write on the chat. If you don't want to speak, you can also write in English or Spanish. Yes, Diego?
Well, at the end of the animation, we saw that, well, what is said and what Laura said was kind of right. And some way we knew that there were some people that were going to buy those products. And well, about the questions, I like the animation also, again, because it was different and it had a different like focus. And because it made it, well, for me, it made me think about not about thinking if what we found, let's say at the supermarket or at a little shop, is well made, or it has been made in a different way, and if it has a, like, let's say, a good quality ingredients or stuff like that, or if we are eating, let's say, gross stuff. And also, which part I like the most? Well, maybe the last part, because I mean, you can realize, like, making the relation with the real life, that a lot of people just consume and don't ask themselves what are they eating, and they can end up feeling sick or even dying of because of something they ate. And what was the message? What was the message of the animation? It was the same. Maybe, well, for me, it is to take into account what are the things that you are eating, and if it is made out of great quality ingredients.
Yes, well, thank you. A very, very detailed description and answers to the questions. Thank you, Diego. So, Laura, what did you think in the end? What are your answers?
I have a question before answering the questions. The people that were making the food were the same ones that were buying it, or?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, I think it's a question of interpretation. What do you think? Were they same people, or we can try to analyze the meaning, if they were the same, and also if they were not the same.
I think at first I thought it was the same people, because you can see like the suits they were wearing and the gas mask, like they were taking them off and then going to the supermarket to buy the things they just made. But I'm not sure about the meaning. If that was the scenario, I wouldn't know how to interpret in
interpret.
In that case. But I mean, it would be easier if they weren't the same people, because why would you buy that if it was made of disgusting things? And yeah, but okay, the questions. I liked the animation because it was like very interesting for me to it was funny at the same time. I don't think I felt like disgusted. It was disgusting, but I didn't feel uncomfortable. And the part I liked the most was the part where they were making the pizzas. It was really funny. And I think that the message of the animation was what Diego said about how the food that we are eating, we're not sure about how it was made. We are not very aware of the if the things that we are eating were like fitted the health standards. And yeah, like we really, when we are buying things in the supermarket, we don't think much about that. And I also think that there is a message related to consumism, where when they were buying the things, they didn't buy one object, they buy many, and they were like taking a lot of things with them that they probably didn't need it. And yeah, that's it.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Also interesting ideas. I also noticed that in the end that they really had like too much food, and probably food they didn't need. Would Jorge or Mauro like to say something on the chat, or in English or in Spanish? Both languages are okay. Yes, Mauro.
Hello.
Hello.
Everyone.
Mauro disappeared. Okay, let's hope he's coming back. Jorge, maybe you would like to say something on the chat. What was the message, or any final thoughts? Okay. Well, yes, I'm thinking that it was interesting that Laura said about maybe the same people who produced it also consumed it. I think maybe we can take it like on a larger scale, that in a way we all participate in this mass consumption, that we consume maybe things we don't need, and maybe like not so directly, but at least indirectly participate also in this mass production with consuming, that we are in a way also like part of this food chain somehow, because like all the things that are produced, we are consuming them, and that's why the circle is like never ending. That, or maybe also about the environment, that I don't know, that we use like the plastic cups or plastic straws, and yeah, like we know that it's not good, but we still use them. So maybe that kind of connection. But there definitely this mass consumption, that the food is becoming cheaper, but the food quality is becoming worse each time. And yeah, with us consuming more, we are also like destroying the environment, and like in a way also affecting the quality with overconsumption, maybe something like that. But I also have to think about it. But yeah, definitely like important topics, because I think the food quality is very different than it was maybe like 50 years ago, where everything came from the farms and from the countryside, and now it's like the most expensive food is the most natural one. So it is like the paradox. But I'm going to share the web page with you. There are more animations if you're interested, or if you'd like to watch this animation again. So the web page is called Estonian Shorts. All the animations, and also like some documentaries, they have English subtitles. They are quite artistic, quite independent. So I'm going to leave the link with you. And yeah, I think we can finish today's conversation club. It's good that everybody could speak a little bit and express your opinions. I think I can stop sharing my screen. Thank you for coming, and I'm going to have the next conversation club. I'm going to tell you the date in November. It's going to be on the 23rd of November. So November 23. The topic is going to be proverbs. So we are going to talk about what different proverbs mean, like maybe through images, but also we can compare the proverbs, maybe Estonian proverbs that are similar in English and also maybe in Spanish. So we are going to talk about the meanings and see like the wisdom of it. This is the plan for the next time. But actually, any questions before we finish? Do you have any questions to me?
Do you send us the invitation for the next conversation by email?
You should actually get it through. Let me see. You should get it through Multilingua. But let me check if I have it on my email, because usually Multilingua like has the schedule of all the conversation events, but I know the coordinator changed, so maybe they're like organizing and everything is new, maybe with the new person. But let me see if I have the invitation on my email. Yes, I have it here. Okay, I'm going to copy it for you on the chat as well. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well then that's it for today. Thank you for participating. I'm happy that you could speak a lot, and I hope to see you again. I'm we are probably going to have a conversation club also after November, once a month. So you can pay attention to the schedule and ask from Multilingua, and you are always welcome to participate.
Very good. The animation is 10 important. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miriam. Okay, then thank you, Diego, Laura, Miriam, and George, and I hope to see you again.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you,
It
Laura.
was really nice to for you to share some cartoons from your country. I didn't know anything about Estonia, and it was really nice to see that.
Okay, always happy to share. Bye-bye.